Hi, everybody. It is the African witch bitch. Hi, hoodoo practitioner. I'm sitting up here minding my own damn business, and all of a sudden I felt power surge within my arms and my head. That lets me know that the ancestors want me to do spell work. So I didn't really know what to do. I have a couple of different options here and a couple of different options there. And it was like as if I got a text or a phone call, self love. Because one thing I do notice with the emails that you guys send me, the common denominator is a lot of people out there don't love themselves. And they are struggling with that. So I spoke about it when I went live, and I do send emails. If you guys email me, I do respond if I can. I get a lot of emails, but I do try to respond. So let me go ahead and get started. This right here is a self-love spell. Now let me explain to you exactly why I'm doing this. The most powerful spell item or ingredient or whatever that you can possibly have if you're going to be a practitioner of hoodoo is right here and right here. Because all of your spell work is birthed in your mind. The number one powerful ingredient that you need is intent. And if you don't have the right mindset and you don't have the right feelings in your heart, you're not going to manifest shit. You can buy the most expensive hoodoo supplies ever. You can go to the biggest, baddest practitioner on earth to cast a spell on your behalf. But if your heart ain't right and your intent is not in the work, you're wasting your motherfucking time. And I'm here to tell you. So let's get started. All right, first thing you're going to need, and of course I'm going to list everything that I'm using in the description box below, is a red or a pink candle. If you do not have a red or a pink candle, you can use white to substitute. No, it does not have to be a taper candle. It does not have to be. This is just what I'm using. It could be a tapered candle. It could be, you just use what you have or what you can afford. And if you don't have it, hit up my website. That's in the description box below because I have very cheap and low cost hoodoo supplies. You're going to need a candle holder. If you don't have one of these, baby, talk to your girl. I got you. So you're going to get you a candle, okay? And you need to dress this candle. You need to dress it, and I'm going to teach you how with what you need. So I got me a regular brown paper bag. Remember, I told you guys you don't need no expensive ass shit. When you go to the grocery store, you get you brown paper bags. Instead of throwing them hoes away, put them inside your cabinet to use for another hoodoo day, okay? You're going to need an attraction oil. I have commanding oil that I make. This is what I'm using today because, and the reason why I'm using commanding oil, you can use any oil you want. If you have a love attraction oil, you can use that. If you can't find an oil, again, your girl got you. Website. I'm going to command in this spell that for the sake of this spell, I love me. I'm putting myself in a love spell, okay? I'm going to command that I love me. Now, here's the thing about doing love spells. The fact that you're contemplating doing it is beautiful. But the fact that you've made a decision, you've already won half the damn battle. 90% of the battle is already won the day you decide to sit your ass down and do a love spell on yourself, to do a love work on you, to admit to yourself that you don't love you enough and you want to get your self-esteem weight up with you. That right there is 90% of the battle already won because it's really, really, really hard to even get to that point. That right there means that you done climbed up the mountain and you done planted your flag. So now we're finna do the work so that you can descend down, so that you can feel your self-worth weight up, your self-esteem weight up, your love weight up, because all the shit, like I get emails about a lot of shit. And half the shit that I see in my emails would not be going on if your self-esteem love is weighed up. For instance, one lady asked me, how can I stop my husband from beating me? Is there spell work? No, there is no fucking spell work. It's called leave that motherfucker. And if you're having issues leaving him, then there's spell work to help you do that. But nobody should have to deal with that. I don't care what your mom say. I don't care what your dad say. I don't care what your bald-headed ass granny say. Nobody, I don't care what that motherfucking man say. No, you do not have to sit up and deal with anybody whooping your ass and calling that love. That ain't love, honey. That's abuse. And I don't know who I'm talking to, but I just wanted to let y'all know that right quick. I get a lot of stories about, victims, men and women, who are dealing with abusive situations. And my thing is if you loved you enough, you wouldn't be asking for no spell work to make a motherfucker stop hitting you. You don't need that unless you plan on putting them in a jar and fucking their life up, but trying to make that situation sweeter. Mm-mm. This is what you need. Love spell for yourself. So, okay, you get you a candle. Bam. You get you a brown paper bag or any type of piece of paper. If you don't have a brown paper bag, bitch, get you some newspaper. Get you some motherfucking notebook paper. Whatever you have, you use what you have, okay? Remember, you don't need no expensive shit in hoodoo. And anybody who tells you you do or try to charge you an arm, leg, and all your coochie hair for work, tell them to kiss my whole ass, okay? Because that's some bullshit. Our ancestors didn't have much. They barely had anything, only what they can gather from nature. And you're going to practice the same way if I'm teaching you. Okay. Then you're going to get you something sharp to write with, because you're going to write, you're going to etch your name in this bitch, okay? And you're going to do it towards you. So I don't have shit. I have some scissors. I got some tweezers. All right, you can use anything, a pen, tweezers, a knife, whatever you have that can etch your name in here. So I'm going to put my name down the candle. Towards me, okay? Let me tilt my shit down so you can see what I'm doing. Y'all can see me still, okay? And make sure, because I want y'all to make sure y'all see this. I have a lot of videos on my channel, but I want this video to be the most powerful and the most motherfucking popular of all the videos I do. If you don't learn shit else I talk about, let this self-love motherfucking work hit you in that muscle that beat in your chest, okay? All right, so now that you done did that, you're going to take you some commanding oil. But before, you know what? Before you do all this, I already pre-cleanse, because I always do. You're going to pre-cleanse everything you're doing. Right now, I'm using palo. You don't have to use palo. You can use sage. You can use rosemary. You can use fleur water. You can use rose water. You can use whatever you have to cleanse, because all of your work has to be cleansed prior to use. I always pre-cleanse, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to show you guys how to do it. I'm lighting some palo right now. I have palo on my site too. You need it? Hit your girl up. I got you. Very cheap. All right. Get yourself some good smoke, right? Let that smoke swim over this candle. Command anything that is not of my energy to leave this object. Anything that is not my energy to leave this object. Yes. Let that sit there. In a fireproof dish, I use abalone shell as my fireproof dish. Okay. Now after you cleanse, you carve your name towards you. Okay. You get you some commanding oil. This is African Witch Bitch commanding oil. You can use any oil you want, but I use this. Very cost effective on my website. And you're going to cover and coat this entire candle. Up and down, but mostly towards you. Okay? Very little, all you need. Cover it so that it's completely covered, because you're going to need the commanding oil to be here, because you're finna use your herbs now to, hold on, let me grab something to wipe my hands. Your girl got on pants today. You see that? Y'all ain't got to complain about looking at my ass. Okay. All right. So I am going to crunch up some herb. The first herb that I am using is rose petals. Rose petals work excellent. Dried rose petals. They work excellent in love work. Ladies, when that gentleman gives you flowers, don't throw them hoes away. Keep them for a rainy day. You never know when you might need to do some love work. You're doing it in a clockwise motion, crunching them up. Next, I'm using some dried juniper berries. Juniper berries bring love attraction too. Very good working with love attraction. I know they're hard to come by in certain parts of the country, but guess who got you though? Website. Hit it up. Crunch them up. Fellas, side note, if you're going through problems where your penis don't work, take some of these dried juniper berries and put them in some red wine. Let them hold seep for about a month and drink it. Your dick will be rock hard like you drunk 10 pounds of Viagra juice. I'm just saying. That's just a side note. They're very good for fertility spells as well and love work. I've had great success with juniper berries. Next, you're going to get you some cardamom seeds. I sell these hoes too. They're hard to come by, but I got you. Crunch them up. Cardamom seeds are really, really good with love work. If you're ever going on a date and you want it to go right, and you're scared that maybe you're not gonna say the right things, chew you 3 cardamom seeds right before you go on your date, and you'll get the gumption and the urge to speak the right things for the lady or the gentleman that you're with. Now, as you're doing this, like I stated, for you to even sit up and bring this spell, just the thought of doing it right now is success. And I'm proud of you for even considering it. You think about shit that you're going through. You think about why your self-esteem took a dip in the cause, and you think about where you want to be. We all go through moments where our self-esteem dips. We all do. You could be working today and you're feeling fine. All of a sudden you lose your job and your shit plummets. Or that relationship ends and your shit plummets. Or some past trauma came back between your mom or your grandma, or your dad, or your cousin, whatever it may be. Or maybe it's a death anniversary for somebody you love and you're feeling some kind of way about you. This is what you do to get your weight up. Because we all go through it, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. And I don't care what nobody tell you. There isn't a person on this planet that haven't had some sort of self-esteem issues once or twice in their life. And if you're going through that right now, let's get your weight up, baby. African witch bitch got you. Next, dried rosemary. Excellent with love work and protection as well. Crunching all that up. And if you don't have one of these, get you a hammer and a paper plate and bash the fuck away. You just do what you got to do. And last but not least, some Senna, dried Senna. I got you. I know these herbs may be hard to come by, but that's all right. I got you. Okay, now that I got myself a nice, good mixture, I'm going to add the #1 key ingredient. The #1 key ingredient. You take a pair of scissors and you cut a piece of your hair. And you take a piece of your hair and you cut it up into the herb mixture. It's not a lot. You don't need much, just a little piece. Maybe trim a little bit, you know, and put your hair in this. Because you're doing it on yourself, because you deserve it, because you're worth it, and because ain't nothing wrong with you loving you. There's nothing wrong with you thinking and knowing and believing that you deserve the greatest things in life. And if you don't feel that way, and you don't look in the mirror and love who you are, and realize the greatness that is you, then this is what you do to get your weight up, self-esteem weight up. Let me tell you something. A woman is born with, what is it? 250, something like around their eggs in her lifetime. A man has billions of sperm. He releases billions of them at one time during intimacy or masturbation or whatever the case may be. In order for that one sperm to make that one egg, that made you. A lot of people may think that that's just chance and science, and I hear you and I get it, but I like to believe that you're here for a reason. And your reason is not to walk around this earth sucking up oxygen and feeling like shit about you. Okay? So let's get your weight up. All right, now that you got your nice herb mixture, okay, you got it all mixed up, crunched up. You're going to sprinkle this on the, get your candle, and you're going to sprinkle this towards you. And you're going to roll this around in there, get it all covered up. You're dressing your candle. You're dressing it until it's completely covered and saturated. And while you're doing this, you're thinking about how good it would feel, you know, to get your weight up. And if you got to cry out to the ancestors while you're doing it, that's all right too, because you're loving you. You're taking a first step to doing something for you that you deserve. And I'd be damned if you walk around here thinking that you're not shit. Hell, the person who told you that you wasn't shit. Get your ass down. Move. You see I'm working. Oh, y'all gonna have to excuse me. I am a single parent trying to raise these cats the best way I can. Now, ain't that pretty? You see how I dressed that? All right, you're gonna need you, move this out your way. You're gonna need you a candle holder. Hold it by the wick. And usually what you do is you burn the bottom of a candle holder so you can get the wax a little bit melted. And then you're going to sit it in there. Bam. Check that out. That's gorgeous. if I do say so my damn self. Okay? Now it's the part where your mind and your heart, and if you got to sit here for as long as you need to cry out to the ancestors, to cry out to yourself, to cry out for whatever situation you're going through that caused you to feel the way you feel, to do this spell, you do it for as long as you need to. You like this bitch, and you put your intent. And right now you're picturing where you, ooh, excuse me, y'all, my mouth. You put your intent and you picture exactly where you want to be in life, where you want to be. Whatever it was, whatever trauma that happened, you picture you overcoming that. And you put that intent, that energy in this bitch. And you sit here for as long as you need to. After all this melts down, the spell is complete and you can discard the rest of the herbs and everything in nature. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you realize if you don't learn anything else from me, I don't give a fuck about how many spells I do. This one right here is the most important. If you don't learn anything else from me, you need to know that your spell work is birthed here and here. And if this and this ain't right, then nothing else will pop. Please, please, please love yourself. If you are going through anything where you have contemplated hurting yourself or suicide, I implore you to reach out to the National Suicide Hotline to help you. Okay? I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. You have a great night. Ashe. And again, all of the ingredients that I used are in the description box below, and you can find them on my website. And if you need to contact me, my email address is in the description box below. Ashe.